Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess. I'm ready to do your Sunday the 28th of October bonus read. So we'll see what Spirit's got to say this morning and I'll name the video accordingly. A few things I'd like to say before I start because I'm just so emotionally charged with some of the messages I get from you guys. They really are amazing. When people say, you know, how they felt when they watched my readings, it makes me very emotional. I'm really so thrilled that, you know, you've all accepted me into your life. And for the people who sit and have coffee while they listen to my readings in the morning and it's becoming a little bit of a ritual, for me it's just... that's just so beautiful, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do. I want to say thank you for all the new subscribers because there has been a big move in my subscriptions, and you need to know that I'm so humbled by this experience that I just it's quite a new feeling for me, and I'm loving every moment of it. The fact you come from all over the world is just... oh, so awesome. If you haven't subscribed yet, we have a beautiful community starting up here and I'd love to have you on board. So please join us. The cards I'm using are the Thelema Tarot, one of the most beautiful decks. There are a few others in this series too, but the Thelema one was quite hard to get hold of, but it was, I think it's the oldest one. I think there's 3 of them. I can't remember the names of them, but and I'm ready to do your bonus read. Oh, splitting the deck funny there. Okay, we're Sunday the 28th, and it looks like for some of you today and this week you may have a new path opening up for you. I see the eagle here in this picture, and I've got to say I see eagles whenever I'm traveling. It's been something that's happened to me since I cannot remember when, but when I look up in the sky when I'm traveling, I always have eagles, and even when I went to Thailand, there were eagles above me, and I love that Spirit does that for me, so I look out for them now because I know they're there to guide me on my journey. Look, I'm sure people think I'm a little crazy sometimes, but it is honest to goodness truth. You've got an eagle here, and that says to me you're being guided here on some sort of journey, some sort of forward movement here, but definitely the choice of 2 things. I feel like you've got your ace of wands. You've got one wand in your hand here, so I feel like you have already decided which way to go because it looks like you're not taking the other path. But whatever it is this week, you have to make that decision. Something's going to be presented to you. Now, first off, we have the 7 of Cups. Now, the 7 of Cups is an energy of delusion, illusion, confusion. It just depends on the situation that you're in. For some people, it's just you have a lot of choices and you're not really sure which way to go. Or maybe you only have a couple of choices, but, you know, whatever it is, you're not really sure. You don't trust what's being offered to you. There's this feeling here that perhaps, you know, you don't know what's in some of these cups and perhaps it's not going to serve you well. Okay, then we have the 7 of Pentacles. So we're doing a 7 morning here. Now the 7 of Pentacles talks about planting seeds for your future and waiting for things to blossom, to bloom, to grow. For me, it's the card of patience. It's like you're learning to wait patiently. I mean, you're standing, you're quite happy to wait. The thing is, you know what you're doing here. You know what's going to be at the end of it. So your patience is, you know, it's okay to be patient with this. You know it's not going to grow quickly. So maybe some of you have tried to manifest something into your life, and you know you have to wait for this. If you want what you want to receive, then you have... sorry, I've got a message coming up my phone and it's just in the way. If you know what you want and you've tried to manifest it, let me say to you, patience is what is needed here. Okay, and then we have the World. Now, I've seen the World in a few readings in the last couple of days, both personal and on here. Now, the world for me always talks about the ending of cycles. It's the end of something for you. Now, it can be something very basic, like you may be ending being single, going into a relationship, maybe you're about to have a baby. But what it means is something in your life is changing. Now, where I've seen it lately is around cycles that people have got stuck in. So I want to start doing some videos on the narcissist empath journey, because I have a lot of my own experiences to share, but also a lot of knowledge around the things that happen with those things. So for some of you, running a cycle of the empath is a pretty hard journey when you're dealing with narcissistic personalities. So it feels to me like for some of you, this is a cycle you're closing out, which perhaps is a really good thing for you, because you can move on with your life knowing that you don't have to keep doing this thing. Now, I know from my experiences and from other people, obviously, that I've read for, that we used to look at people who, you know, they came out of violent relationships or very negative relationships, and then we'd see them with exactly the same person again. And I used to say to people, it's funny, isn't it? Because she's come out of that relationship and I feel like she just met the same guy with a different face. And I never really understood why people did that. And I'm sure other people don't. You know, people come out of domestic violence, move into another domestic violence relationship. And the thing is, there's healing to be done to stop that from occurring. So you can stop those cycles from occurring by having some sort of insight into yourself. Now, it's not that easy. So do not let me say this and then you go, oh, you're making it sound easy. It's not. It takes many years. I'm not 20. It takes a lot of years to understand why you have these cycles in your life. Now, the cycles can be other things too. So what's happening for a lot of people at the moment is they're finishing out cycles. And I feel like with this 7 of Cups and this 7 of Pentacles here, what the universe is saying to you is you have to have patience with yourself. We know that there's a lot of things in front of you and you don't know how to choose. And now you're scared of choosing because you've had so many experiences with this. You really don't know which way to go. What we're going to do is we're going to step in and finish a cycle for you so you can understand how you go on your journey. Because this is what you want. You want this security, this stability. You want to be able to move into your life and understand that whatever you choose, whatever way you decide to go, is the right one for you. But I feel like a lot of you come out of these cycles with people who have been not good for you, and now you're really nervous about meeting the next person because you're not really sure what you're getting here, right? So it's like you have to sit, wait patiently, get to know them, and really understand your part in the journey. And that's no blame, because this is what's happening here, and a lot of us have to be ready for this now, because something's going to happen to close out some sort of cycle here. And when the Tower comes in, I think, and you would have heard me lots of times, now the Tower can mean something a little bit more traumatic. It can be that, you know, somebody's asked you to leave your house because, you know, they're going to sell it. It could be that your car's broken down and now you can't get to work. So it can be something a bit more traumatic. But in my experience, a lot of the time, this is epiphanies. It's like wake-up moments. It's like you need to see what's going on in your life to be able to address it. And Spirit often does that, so you go in and put this work into healing who you are. We have the Hanged Man after that, so this sits nicely with this story here, because what this is saying to me is that Spirit is saying we're going to put you through a bit of a traumatic time. We want you to finish out these cycles in your life. We know that you're worried about moving forward because you're scared of taking the wrong choices, but we're going to give you something that will help you close out the cycle. Now, it may take a bit more healing. It may take a bit more time to go in yourself and have a look at what you're doing. But what we're doing in here is we're giving you an opportunity to understand why you've been in this cycle for such a long time. And then we have the 5 of Cups. So I feel like here what they're saying is that for a lot of you, this has been quite traumatic in your past. There has been a lot of heartbreak here. There's been a lot of trying to understand what your part is in this. And again, no blame. I'm not saying that the other person wasn't responsible. I'm not saying that you didn't have some responsibility. What I'm saying is there's no benefit in blaming anybody, whether they've done wrong or not. You know, it's that whole thing of being able to, you know, forgive, not for them, but for you. It's about forgiving yourself and moving on. Okay, and look at this. So this is where you are. This is what will occur. You start to tame this beast inside you that has been cycling inside you. This need in you to satisfy something. This want that you keep going after the wrong people, the wrong situations, the wrong anything for you. For a lot of people, it's just because your self-esteem and your confidence has been, you know, ruptured in your childhood. It's childhood trauma a lot of the time. You know, having this lack of self-love, understanding how precious you are, how valuable you are. You've forgotten, and we need to bring you back to this Queen of Wands. I love this. This is a beautiful reading. We need to bring you back to you, because you are special, you are amazing, and you are worth it. Really, you are. But you just have to remember, you've forgotten. Other people have told you. You've lived in that ego. You've lived in that part of you that other people put there for you. Other people who wanted you to stay in your place. You know, in Australia we call it, you know, cutting down the tall poppies. So people say things because they don't want to see you do well and succeed. Okay, and at the end of the day, the King of Pentacles. So what the universe is saying here is you're being guided to be in control of everything you need to be in control of. I don't like the word control. I much prefer the word power, although that sometimes has very negative connotations. But what I'm trying to say to you is the universe is leading you to be able to stand in this power, to bring you in this abundance. So you have to trust that when this tower moment hits, it's going to be a time for you to go back inside and understand your power, your personal power, because you've given it away to so many people now and you don't own it. So you need to own that shit, and you need to be the King of Pentacles here. So the universe is guiding you on that journey to bring you back to yourself. Lovely, straightforward, beautiful, heartfelt reading. And I feel like there was a little bit in there for me today too. So very nice, little reminders. Okay, so the card that's come out for you is Immortal. I have a feeling we've seen Immortal a couple of times this week. I have to still show you these beautiful cards, right? So Immortal. One day I'll have a super duper camera and you'll be able to see everything very clearly and the right way around. Because we're all back to front here. So, okay, so Immortal. Now it says, the love and closeness of this group has given you a great sense of who you are and what you are on earth to do. But we ask you now to shake up this situation, as it's now leading to a shadow of your soul development and stunting of your human growth. You are beyond the definitions of the family or the peers of an adopted family. You are more than they say you are, more than they allow you to be, more than you have permitted yourself to be when in their orbit. It is time to separate. Thank you, Spirit. That's a beautiful card to receive there. So what the universe is saying to you is that you are learning to let go of this ego, this thing that has guided you to believe you are somebody you're not. This is why this is being brought in. It's trying to crumble down your idea of how you think you're supposed to live. It wants to close out this cycle for you. Beautiful, beautiful, amazing reading. Thank you for watching.